We're back on the Morning Brew with Friends, and this is quite true. We got Dex on the show this morning, and also Mateo. This is cool. You guys have a brand new show starting tomorrow. I think a lot of people know you, though, as being on the morning show and the morning guy for how many years now?
15 years I was on the edge.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And how did this opportunity come up to go on Star88?
Well, I knew Steve Jeter. And
is he the other third of the show?
Yes, he's the other third of the show. He's not here. He's in Disneyland. He gets back tonight to start the show for tomorrow. But
because tomorrow's the very first day of the new show. That's cool.
Yeah, so I've known Stevo for about 10 years. And
through radio circles?
Yeah, through radio. And then I met Matt about 2 years ago through Stevo. And this opportunity came up. And you know,
that's cool. Well, I think a lot of people were wondering where you were going to pop up because the morning show on the other station,
appreciate that,
was one that a lot of us grew up listening to.
Sure, yeah.
And I think a lot of us now are ready to grow up and listen to you somewhere else.
Yeah, and that's what I'm excited about. Is it's definitely a different format. You know, I really want to try to do the same show in a way.
No more schlocky morning stuff.
Yeah, right.
Or is it more schlocky morning stuff?
It's like Christian schlocky stuff.
Yeah,
oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Which is worse.
I wouldn't be surprised if they fired me after the first week. So that's kind of where I'm jumping in with that mindset.
It's like the no plan B mindset. Like,
you know, whatever happens, happens. Yeah.
Make the best of it and roll with it, roll with the punches.
Yeah.
How do you guys, like, this is the thing that I think a lot of morning shows that I've heard through the years. How do you balance that chemistry? It's a thing. How do you find that? How do you make that a thing?
I think it takes time, you know? I think having a friendship with, Mateo and Stevo is going to help. But for Buck and I mean, when we jumped on 15 years ago, we didn't like each other.
Oh, really?
You know, we fought all the time, and it probably took us about 3 to 4 years to finally start, gelling together and working,
Right.
So it takes time.
Right.
So, I don't know, don't expect too much tomorrow morning. I don't know what's going to happen.
Right. Well, are you guys going in with like some bits figured out already? Do you have jokes? Do you have things?
Maybe
or are
a
you?
Couple. But
or are you just flying by the seat of your pants?
Pretty much, because that spontaneity is the best humor.
Yeah.
So we've done a few run-throughs, and there's a natural chemistry there between the three of us. I think it'll be fun.
That's good.
And for me, I've always been a guy that I get there at 3 in the morning, and I like to prep.
See, I thought we were here early.
Yeah, no, I'm a 3 a.m. and I prep for 2 hours to get the show ready, and I like to be prepared.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work that I like to do behind the scenes.
Well, I think, and that's something even here people don't realize how much work does go on back there, And it takes a lot of preparation to do something. Even if it seems like you're just flying by the seat of your pants. Yeah. Everything the show has to happen, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of years, I remember the first couple years, we'd show up right at 6 when the show would start. We didn't prepare. And
were those the worst show days?
Yeah, it was really, I mean, you could.
Okay, is this something that you decided to do? Or is this something that somebody else said, hey?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
You said, if we want to make the show good, we've got to come in early and we've got to do show prep.
Yep. Yeah, because it would be, when you start the show at 6 and you want to have sound bites and you want to have the best news to read about, you can't go and find that stuff during the show, especially if you're a talk show,
Right.
Right. So preparing, I found that's my show changed after I started prepping more.
Are you guys... what time do you go in, Mateo?
I typically get there around 5.
Around 5?
So not 3.
So he sleeps in.
I sleep in.
You sleep in till 4.
Right. If I sleep in on a Saturday till 7, I'm like, man, I got a lot of sleep last night.
Right? Well, I know the same feeling here. Like, I sleep till 7, and I'm like, oh, no. And then you worry about getting off, like, your late night thing. Because what time do you go to bed if you got to be up at 3?
9:30.
Well, that's actually only like 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah, that's not very much.
Right.
Yeah.
He's just going to pass out.
I'll probably die when I'm 45.
Right.
Yeah.
It makes you age like a president.
Seriously.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah. So we're excited. We're excited to see what happens, and and you know, see if the chemistry works, which I think it does.
It's going to be
know.
fun.
Well, you're kind of a known guy. You've been on the radio for years here in Albuquerque. You're, what, 2 years in the market?
Almost 3.
How did you end up in Albuquerque?
I was in a band that toured a lot through here and did interviews on the station when it was M88. And then Stevo and I got to be really good friends. And
What'd you play and what was the band?
it was called Waverly. I
Okay.
played bass. And
They're actually a big deal. They
Are they?
really are.
We were
yeah.
not a big deal.
No, they are a big deal.
But then I played in another band called House of Heroes.
Which is
And
a big
A
deal.
big deal.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
a big deal either.
Yes, they are.
On our scale of big deal,
He's
we're going
very
to
humble.
Right.
He
Yeah.
is.
take
Right.
it down. But yeah, so through that, just got an opportunity to come out. And we moved
Was
out.
radio a thing? You were like, I can't wait to do radio, or was it just like a natural progression from music to interviews?
It was. I would do a lot of interview stuff when we were on tour, and so it was just something I've always liked. I didn't know much about the intricacies of the radio, the technicality stuff, but
There's a lot of production stuff and a
There
lot
is.
of back of the house things that nobody ever hears.
right. But thankfully, there's also a lot of that in music, so it's kind of just learning how to do this rather than doing that with a lot of the
Right.
same features.
It's funny with Teo here. He'll be telling us things, and I'll look at him and go, "Man, how long you been in radio?" Because he's very wise. You know, there's things that took me years to learn. He already knows.
He already knows.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Well, maybe that's just working for a smaller station because you get to
Maybe.
do a lot more when you're working in a
Sure.
more compact area, right? You get to learn, and you're more things are thrown at you, right?
Especially if it's a ministry.
Yeah, no doubt, no
Yeah.
doubt.
And that's one of the things that we're so excited about seeing is he's coming from, like a modern rock
Right.
general market station and coming
And
onto
you
a
guys are a
Christian
niche,
station.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm sure a lot of people have in their minds, they're like, how is this going to work? But I think everybody just give it a chance. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be a very welcoming environment. You're not going to get bashed over the head, with theology or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Yeah.
a really good, that's what we want to create, a space where people can come in and say, hey, I can connect with these guys in this way. I might not like everything that they're saying, or you'll have people that love everything that
Right.
we're
Yeah.
saying.
Well, I think, too, guys like you have a following. People know who you are. They will go to the station to hear you, I think, too.
Yeah. And I think one thing that's been big for us over the years is, Buck and I, we really shared our struggles. I always shared my life, my wife, my children, everything that happened.
dogs.
My dogs, yeah, everything. We share our struggles, we share our accomplishments, we share our lives with our listeners, and we really want them to be a part of it. We want them to be a family. And if they need us, we're always there for them. And so I feel like that's why, I'm in radio, is to not only entertain and make people laugh, but to be there when someone needs help. Because suicide's a problem. Addiction. There's so many things that people are going through. And we feel like we can be there,
Yeah.
for those people that feel lost,
Right.
or alone.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen these guys. I saw you guys do I was at the Casa Ball where you did the great,
We
Back
did.
to the Future skit.
Yes.
It was so much fun. So these two guys are just clowns. They're
Oh, yeah.
goofballs.
Yeah.
And you're a little bit more serious, and you're a little bit more into the issues.
That's what's great about it.
I
think that's what you need when you're doing a show. Is you need that balance. You need the high energy. They're just going, and then you have me, who's, I'm steering the show. I'm the one who's kind of the dad, I guess, the captain of the ship. I steer the
Stevo's
show.
mom, and I'm the kid.
Exactly. Yeah. So
I love it.
You have to have that balance. If there's three of us just going crazy, that's a train wreck
Right.
waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys be playing David Bowie tomorrow?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We've been kind of rocking out to Bowie back here behind the scenes today because it's a sad thing to
So
hear
sad.
about David Bowie.
Yeah.
But we're going to come back in a couple of minutes, and this should be really interesting. Hoy Richards is in. Did you see the very, very good-looking man? In the
Yeah,
band?
yeah.
I did.
That's Hoy. He's apparently super buddy with Fabio.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear this guy's story because he's one of the filmmakers from the Albuquerque Film Festival that was here this last weekend. We'll be back in a couple of seconds in the Morning Brew.
Life's begun, nights are warm and the days are young.